Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Griever Productions. Now, wasn't that long ago I did Dan Vasc for the first time, did a reaction video to his song You'll Be in My Heart, the cover from Disney's Tarzan. A lot of people have recommended some different things. Don't worry, I have them all on list. I have them all on a list to react to at some point. Now, somebody in my comments mentioned something very interesting to me. And that's that he did a cover of the song Gethsemane from Jesus Christ Superstar. Now, this, I had to drop everything. I had to drop everything to hear this. Because fact of the matter is, I've performed this song before. I know how bloody hard it is. This is one of the most complex, most difficult songs to do. In my opinion, right, in all of musical theatre. And I don't know what it is with Lloyd Webber and him really testing out the what's the word? Like testing the limits of his male vocals, of his male vocalists. But he went above and beyond for this one. So I've heard several people attempt to cover this poorly, and I've seen several people do this really, really well. Now, the one that comes to mind that was done really, really well was John Farnham performing this in the Australian tour version of it, and absolutely nailed it, because that man, his voice is just, he's a freak. Absolute freak, and no idea how he does what he does. Actually, here's another one I'd love to have an interview with, being a fellow Aussie. I know for a fact how difficult this song is. I've been in the musical before. Not playing Jesus, mind you. I played Judas, funnily enough, but I have performed this at events, and it is very, very, very hard. And you know what? After hearing the way that he handled You'll Be in My Heart, I'm sure that Dan Vasc will be able to do this. But I want to see just how well. I'm going to judge this one harshly, because I know the song. This song holds a very, big place in my heart. But I've got to hear it. I've got to hear how he does it. So let's go.
I only want to say, if there is a way, take this cup away from me, for I don't want to taste its poison, feel it burn me. I have changed, I'm not as sure as when we started.
Okay. Sweet. So I do apologize. I know a lot of people don't like me pausing so much, but I'm actually going to break this song down section by section as he does it, right? So this particular start, I was kind of taken aback. There was one part that he changed a little bit, like he went up on the scale rather than going down, which is the original way to do it, is to go down, right? I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I thought it was a really nice choice. I thought it was really lovely what he did. But I want to give props already, right? Because this particular part of this song is really difficult. For most men, right, it's quite high. I only want to say. It's in a weird part of the voice. And it's important, right, that when you are singing this song, you are portraying the emotions of the character. For instance, right, in the musical itself, he's playing Jesus, and Jesus knows that Judas has given him away, right? This is the last song that Jesus sings in the musical before they come and get him and take him away, right? And so far, I'm super impressed with how emotive he has been in the different lines. Like he'll change inflections. He'll put more oomph on certain words and certain lines, the way that it's supposed to be, right? And this is so far very, very good. And I'm going to continue on.
Then I was smile. Now I'm sad and tired. Listen, surely I've exceeded expectations. Tried for 3 years.
Emotion.
Feels like 30. Could you ask as much from any other man?
Again, emotion. King of emotion with this. He is really telling the story. You can tell that he knows the source material. You can tell that he cares about the source material. And you can tell that he appreciates the source material because of the way that he is doing it. He's understanding every single word that he is singing. And I believe him. And that's the thing. If you were going to do this in a musical sense, right? If you were going to go out and do this as a musical, that's the thing. You have to be believable. I've seen a lot of people try and play the role of Jesus that just aren't believable. Like, they try to play it over... what's the word? Oh, yeah, that's the word. So many people play this as though they are too divine, right? Yes, Jesus was this divine thing, but the way that the musical works and what makes this musical work is the musical is shown from the perspective of Judas, right? Showing Jesus as just a man, not as, you know, the Son of God or anything like that, shows him as just a man. And men are flawed, right? We all know this. You know this. I'm flawed. I know I am. This particular performance so far is him showing that he is a man. And that's what I'm really enjoying so far. And we've got another 4 minutes to go. So let's get into it.
But if I die, see the saga through and do the things you asked of me. Let them hate me, hit me, hurt me, nail me to the tree. I want to know, my God. Want to know, my God. Want to see, I want to see, my God. Want to see, I want to see, my God. Why I should die? Would I be more noticed than I ever was before? Would the things I've said and done matter anymore? I have to know, my Lord. Have to know, I have to know, my Lord. Have to see, I have to see, my Lord. Have to see, I have to see, my Lord. If I die, what would be my reward? If I die, what would be my reward? Have to know, I have to...
Okay. Because I know there's a big note coming. Before we get into that, the importance of this section, right? If we go back into this section, which I won't go back because otherwise we'll be here for about half an hour, right? The importance of this particular section in the song is to maintain that emotion. There are significant time signature changes and rhythmic changes that make it very hard for the less experienced singers to maintain it, right? He's doing this perfectly. I'm going to just take it back about 10 seconds so that we can get this run into this next section, and let's go.
To see, I have to see, my Lord. If I die, what would be my reward? If I die, what would be my reward? Have to know, I have to know, my Lord. Have to know, I have to know, my Lord. Why should I die? Should I die?
Okay. Okay. So, I should have expected it coming from a heavy metal vocalist, right? That he went into that heavy metal style for that. And I'm glad that he did. Now, what a lot of people tend to do is they tend to go for falsetto, which is not a problem. It works. It's a more classical way of doing it, right? And I use the term classical very, very lightly in that case. It is a rock opera, but in a lot of cases, classical technique is required to get through most of these songs. Same with the rest of Lloyd Webber's stuff. He nailed that. That was just good. That was cool. Hang on, let's go back on and hear it again.
Have to know, I have to know, my love. Why should I die? Should I die? Can you show me now that I won't be killed in vain? Show me just a little of your omnipresent brain. Show me there's a reason for you wanting me to die. You're far too keen to what and how, but not too hard on why. Alright.
Okay. Before we get into this, right? That was brilliant, that whole section. It's really hard to come out with that much power and still find the emotion. Still be able to actually portray the message that the song is coming into. Because we're about to get into the section that Jesus has decided, no, okay, all right, and resigned to his fate as to what's going to happen here. And I believe it. I believe it. There is that moment of anger, right? That, like this, why? Why me? And then I think we're about to see a very lovely change.
All right. I will die. Just watch me die.
Please change that a little bit. I like it.
See how I die. See how I die.
Bro. Oh my god. It's hard to find words when you hear a voice do that, to be honest. When it's so polar opposite to the way that I would approach it, right? Because, let's face it, a large part of what I'm doing is not just to help you guys understand what's happening with the voice. I'm learning too. Like, you hear a lot of things and you kind of go, okay, sweet. So this is how they're kind of doing this with their placement and whatnot. And something that I really like, and it is a stylistic choice here, is most people will hold that line, will hold that note. This is, see how I die. Dun, 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 dun. And then there's that whole section. Dun, 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 dun. And they'll hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, right until they need to sing again, which is really, really long, right? He held it for much shorter, and it was much more powerful. I actually prefer the way he did it to how a lot of people attempt to do it. The amount of breath control it takes to do it what would be seen as the more classic way of doing it is just crazy. Not only has he eliminated that issue, but I feel like what he has chosen to do here is more emotive, because you've still got that music going dun 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 dun, whilst he's just kneeled there. I believe he's kneeled. I'm not sure if that's just a camera angle. I believe he's kneeled there. It's contemplative. It's beautiful. And because now we go into a new section of the song where he kind of becomes the more divine being, where nothing phases. Watch this. This is going to be good.
Then I was inspired. Now, and sad and tired. After all I've tried for 3 years, seems like 90. Why then I'm scared to finish what I've started. Was you started? I didn't start it. God, thy will is hard.
Beautiful.
But you hold every heart. I will drink your cup of poison. Nail me to your cross and break me. Bleed me, beat me, kill me. Take me now before I change my
Chills. Chills. Oh, chills. I don't know what to say about that, because fact of the matter is, when it comes to this sort of style of music, right, like musical theatre, I've always said that my wheelhouse is classical because I was classically trained. I did many, many years doing theatre, and this is one of my favorite. Actually, this is probably still my favorite musical of all time. And he killed it. And I don't mean that in a negative way. He killed it in the best way possible. He absolutely took this song, and he made it his own, which is hard to do with theatre. It is, genuinely. I just have one request. Dan, if you ever play Jesus, can I be your Judas? Because I would love to sing this musical with you. Like, there are so many great songs that Jesus and Judas do together that I would love to sing with him. I would love to do that. Dan, if you ever see this, right, and you want to do those songs, like some of those Jesus Christ Superstar songs, please hit me up. I'll do them in a heartbeat. And I mean that in an absolute heartbeat. Wow. What do I say? Really, his voice is absolutely phenomenal. He absolutely nailed this song. And it is genuinely one of the hardest songs for any man to do. And to do it justice. Let me add that to that sentence. Dan, great job, because it's not an easy task. That is no easy task to go through that song. And it sounds phenomenal. And I believe it. Genuinely. I'm hearing it, and I completely believe it. I believe your performance. You definitely know what you're doing. And you know what? I keep saying I need to get Tommy Johansson on the show to interview. I want to interview Dan as well. Seriously, if any of the viewers of this can get the word out there, I would love to interview these guys, because honestly, they're just so good. They're so good, and I'm really interested to just find out how their minds work when it comes to the music that they do. Because so far, right, for Dan, and I know that I'm only touching the tip of the iceberg on this one, Dan sang You'll Be in My Heart, a great Disney song, very contemporary sort of style. Then we see him do Gethsemane, which is a musical theatre number, which is from a rock opera, which kind of goes a little bit more along the lines of his heavy metal style vocal. But there's so much more to it. There's so much behind the scenes of this song. I can't stress that enough. It is not just a song you pick up and run with, right? There's so much effort and so much practice that goes into getting this right. And he got it right. Like, I can't fault a single thing, a single choice that he made in all of this. It is all brilliant. So, to be completely honest, I feel like that's all I can really say on that one. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this. I will leave in a link in the description below to this video so that if anybody has yet to see him perform it, it is there. Show him some love. I will also leave a link to our Discord if you'd like to come and have a chat with us at any point there. You are more than welcome. Oh, boy. And I tell you what, I love this. I love doing this because this is the sort of stuff that you guys suggest, and we're all learning. We're all learning. And that is exciting to me. This is exciting to me. The rabbit hole that I know I'm going down because of this man's vocal, that is what I am excited about. I'm excited about the rabbit hole. You watch. I will ADHD hyperfixate on these videos for a little while, and it'll probably be reflected by the videos that I release. And I'm okay with that, and I hope you are as well. So, thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Like a favorite if you enjoyed, subscribe, do all that sort of thing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.